It's the Orioles on Bassett and the Yankees versus Orioles series sponsorship presented by Chevrolet. Camden Yards on what has been a rather dark and dreary day, and a little mist still falling here at the ballpark tonight, but it looks like we will get underway on time. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. For the Orioles, looking to get back to that 500 mark against the Yankees, who came away with a victory in that ball game last night, game one of the 19 games they will play against one another each season. The Oriole bats have been producing, and none more so than Adam Jones. He has been spectacular. Last night, third home run of the season came. All the numbers he's putting up have come here in this homestand for the Orioles. Adam, this is the sixth inning. This is a 2 RBI dinger. That is his third home run of the season. And for the Orioles, the home run ball continues to be vital. These two teams are now tied with a dozen home runs each for the best in the American League. How has he done in April over his career? Pretty darn good. See, way back in 2008 with that 272. 2009, his best average in April. Dropped off a bit in 10 and 11, although the home runs and RBIs were certainly there. 2012, he had 6 home runs, the most ever in April for him. 2013, a 20 RBI month and a 327 average. Then last year, the home run, 13 RBIs, and this year, right now, hitting at 440, 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. So Adam Jones, the All-Star center fielder, Jim Palmer, off to a real good start here in April.
Excellent. And with Nelson Cruz now in Seattle, the first thing as a former pitcher, you're going, well, why are they pitching to him? Kind of begs a pretty good question. He's 10 for his last 14 with those 3 home runs. And I really feel, as a broadcaster, as a fan, the luxury that now we've gotten to see him play for 8 years. I mean, he's the conscience of this team, on the field, off the team. He's a tremendous leader, really fabulous in the community. Understands if you're going to live in a community, be part of the Orioles, you're going to be part of Baltimore. So he's done a marvelous job. I mean, he sets the tone not only with the Gold Glove play in center field, but the way you run balls out. So if you're a young player and you're coming up, I mean, I had these kind of guys to emulate, to idolize. Adam's that type of guy, and again, got to be very careful because you don't have Nelson Cruz. So I would imagine if he keeps this up, maybe set all kinds of records.
Up, yeah.
But why would you pitch to him? But they're pitching to him, and boy, he's off to a great start, and he worked very hard. He told us, about 3 weeks ago, I'm ready, and he has been ready.
He wasn't kidding. Orioles take the field here at Camden Yards. We're about set to go. We are going to get this started on time. Game 2, the Yankees and the Orioles. CC Sabathia, Gonzalez oppose one another tonight. It is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By your Baltimore BMW Centers. And by Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City, Maryland. You can book now at ococean.com. Cloudy skies, a little mist, 55 degrees at game time here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. And let's take a look at the starting lineup. The Yankees will have Ellsbury, Headley, and Beltran. Teixeira, McCann, and Jones. Young, Drew, and Gregorius. You see Stephen Drew last night with that pinch hit grand slam for the winner.
And take a look at Miguel Gonzalez. Well, he's a pitcher you can see this season, and that was a very good game, even though Odorizzi for the Rays pitched a little bit better. So, fastball about 50% of the time, mixed in the slider, the curveball, the splitter, very important because it's probably the best ground ball because he is a fly ball pitcher, and it's also the best strikeout pitch that he has. I really like him as a pitcher. He gives you a chance to win. Mechanics, if he just gets the front shoulder closed, everything seems to kind of fall into place. The only thing lacking in that first game was run support.
In the first outing, Jim was talking about for Gonzalez, came against Tampa Bay. He gave up only a run on 3 hits, the 5 2/3, but did tie a career high with those 5 walks that he gave up last year against these Yankees. He had 3 starts, 2 no decisions, and a loss in the 3rd start against the Yankees. So 0-1 last year and 2-3 lifetime against the Yankees. Like Showalter's Ball Club, 3 wins, 4 losses, as are the Yankees. Both 2 games off the pace here in the beginning of week number 2 of this Major League season. Joe Girardi's Ball Club has been hitting the ball of late. They started out slowly offensively and have put some runs up. We'll see what happens here tonight against Gonzalez. You noted that A-Rod Rodriguez out. That was planned. Girardi had told him he was either going to have today or tomorrow off, so it's tonight. So Rodriguez out of the lineup. Jacoby Ellsbury is in the lineup, 2 for 4 last night, and we're underway. He'll foul the first pitch back over the screen.
Yeah, it's a couple of hits last night, and if you look at Jacoby, if he's healthy, I think he's going to be a little bit better than that 271 batting average. First year with the Yankees last year, because normal years around the 290 level. Did hit 15 home runs, second most in his career.
4 for 16 off Gonzalez, 4 for 16. Diaz coming over, long run, and not going to get there in time to make the catch. Just a long fly ball for the Oriole left fielder.
Yeah, he was going to have to go a long way. He just put his head down and started running as fast as he can, and the ball just sliced away. But the big hit last night, obviously the grand slam pinch hit by Stephen Drew, but Ellsbury, the infield hit to load him up with 2 outs in that 7th inning.
Grass is going to be wet in the outfield. Neither team got out to take any action on the field prior to the game tonight. Infield was covered until game time. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and Ellsbury will take it up high. Interesting lineup the Yankees have put in against Gonzalez. There's only one right-handed batter, and that will be Young down in the order. Everybody else either left-handed by natural instinct or a switch hitter. Headley and Beltran both switch hitters, along with Teixeira. 1-2 delivery, chopper right back to the mound. Waits for his defenseman to get over. Pierce is there.
Take a look at the Oriole defense here at Camden Yards, trying to win the second game of this 3-game series. Diaz, Jones, and Young. That's the outfield. Machado, Cabrera still at shortstop. Hardy on the DL. Scope, Pierce, and Caleb Joseph back-to-back night behind the plate.
And Headley the start. Headley, a switch hitter, getting the start at third base. A-Rod played his first third base of the season in the game last night. Gonzalez against the left-handers last year. Left-handers hit 259, right-handers 249. Not much of a difference really at all. 25 home runs, and those were split, 13 to lefties and 12 for right-handers. The 1-0 delivery to Headley, and lays that one in there for a strike. Gary Cederstrom, the home plate umpire, crew chief. Dave Wallace back, missed the ball game last night attending a funeral, so he is back. And Don Chidi, who had the job last night, now back in the bullpen. And the pitch will miss outside, off speed delivery by Gonzalez at 76, 2-1.
Yeah, against lefties, probably more curve balls than righties. That's when righties, of course, as you mentioned, only one of them. They'll see the slider.
2-1. Juice that one up a little bit. It's drilled to the gap in right center field. Jones is spin around, and he makes the catch. Adam Jones on the fly deep in right center field.
Yeah, had double written all over it. One thing about Chase Headley, I mean, his big year, he had 36 home runs, but he just put his head down, never took his eye off it, and runs it down. Looked like it was going to get over his head, but 4 Gold Gloves and on his way to another one.
Looked it right into the glove. So 2 away. Beltran up. Orioles shift their D, moving Cabrera, the shortstop, to the other side of second base. And the pitch, high strike called. Gonzalez has yet to get Beltran out. Beltran's 3 for 3 with a home run against him. Last night had the 0 for 4 in the opener of this series. 0-1 pitch to him, and he rips it. Boy, did he get all of that one. Way back at right and off the facing. 373 away. Played in by Young. It will be a double on a hard hit ball. Beltran's 4 for 4 off Gonzalez.
Yeah, if you're going to throw 89 to 91, it is important to stay out of the middle of the plate, and then if you're coming in, get it way in. You take a look, targets in, balls runs out over the plate. Of course, Headley, he missed his spot to Headley, and you think this ball's going out of here? Probably a home run in the way the ball carries in New York, but here on a damp night, looks like both of those balls knocked down just a little.
Yeah. No wind blowing here at the start of the game, but obviously humidity up there. So a runner in scoring position here with 2 down, and here is Mark Teixeira. Now, Teixeira's never had a hit off Gonzalez. He is 0 for 9. And the pitch to him will miss inside for a ball. Teixeira's got a 5-game hit streak coming into this ball game. Yankees 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position in the ball game last night. Stranded 3. 1-0 count, 2 down. And Teixeira, that one's in the dirt. That'll be blocked by Caleb Joseph. You see light mist. You can see it falling against the Stanyards, light Stanyards, with the lights obviously on here. Hoping this rain is going to be done within an hour and move out. We'll see. Teixeira hit 220 off lefties, 215 off right-handers last year. Switch hitter. That pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, you can see where the glove is. The ball's not ending up. Again, the ball inside middle. Ball ran over the outside corner. Doesn't mean you won't get away with it, but I always thought you can get a pretty good idea of what kind of command a pitcher has with his fastball. Just look for the catcher, look for the glove, see if he hits it.
2-1 delivery.
And I think that's the reason that Teixeira, Mark has trouble with Miguel Gonzalez because of that split-fingered fastball. Fastball count when he's pitching well. And I think already he knows maybe not the best of fastballs, at least location, so maybe I have to go to another pitch, and he certainly has 3 other options.
Beltran the lead at second base. Cabrera swung around a bit towards second. And Teixeira just able to find a piece of that, keep the at-bat alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Showalter with the ball club looking for their pitching to pick it up a little bit. Orioles ERA is 13th in the American League very early on. Orioles are 7th in runs. Girardi's staff 5th in earned run average, and they are 6th in runs. 2-2 count. Teixeira will take that, and it will be away.
Yeah, the Yankees started out, 1-4. They had scored 17 runs in their first 5 games, and last 2, 20 runs, 14 and 6. Won them both.
We'll see whether that offense continues for them. Drew on the bench with that grand slam. 3-2 Gonzalez, runner off second, and Teixeira will go down swinging. He got it. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on the Orioles lineup when we come back. It's cool as well. Let's take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Southwest. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Cabrera, Machado, and Jones. Pierce, Young, and Davis. Scope, Joseph, and De Aza. Last 4, 10 for 14. 3 home runs for Jones.
And CC Sabathia, 34 years old, out of Vallejo, California. A lot of fastballs, and now this season, maybe a few more breaking balls in years past. Did get roughed up by the Jays. 4-run second inning as the Blue Jays would go on to win. So there are the numbers. Didn't walk anybody. Pineda didn't walk anybody last night. So this team does throw a lot of strikes. And once he gave up the 4 runs, actually pitched pretty well. Fastball about 89. I watched the game, maybe got to 90 a couple occasions.
Pitch will be taken for a strike. Cabrera's moved into the leadoff spot for this ball game because he is 4 for 4 lifetime against Sabathia. Switch hitter started this series out with a 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. 0-1 delivery to him. Everth will take the pitch on the outside corner. In that first start for Sabathia, 39 of 50 fastballs were for strikes. He faced the minimum number of batters, 4 out of 5 innings, just that one bad inning. He took only 2 of 24 batters to any kind of a 3-ball count in that ball game. And 15 of 68 strikes were swings and misses, which is 16%, 22%, which is above the 16% average. So Joe Girardi, he looked at all that, and Girardi said, I thought he pitched better than what the final numbers showed.
And the other thing that doesn't come into the box score is that he did not catch a double play ball. That's right.
He got him at the knees, so he'll get the strikeout.
And the adjustment I saw him make is that he threw a lot more change-ups and maybe curveballs and sliders. Velocity, as I mentioned, this one right here. I mean, it's 2-seamer inside corner, 88. But he mixes his pitches. He certainly knows. He's always known how to pitch. He used to throw in the mid-90s, maybe even touch the upper 90s. So again, I think for him, Gary, and last year he didn't pitch because his right knee hurt so much he just had to be backed off. Didn't pitch after May.
Manny Machado will stand in. Machado will take it. Manny 6 for 20. Lifetime loss. Sabathia started the season out with a couple of RBIs. He's had his first 2 hits of the couple of hits in this series. 2 out of the 3 that he's picked up on the year. 3 for 23 overall. Outfield pretty deep on him, and they give him the gap in left center. Sabathia's delivery to him. Machado will take that one, and it will be up high, and the count goes to 2-0. Sabathia averaged in the first ball game pitched 88 miles an hour in his fastballs. If you look back, you see the continuing decline of the velocity with age. Pop that one up center field, not deep. Ellsbury is there. He will put it away and takes the out. His numbers against the Orioles are impressive, more so in the days gone by than recent years. 16-2 from 2001 to 2011 with a great 2.74 ERA. Hit only .228 against him. Since then, his record's 2-4. ERA has jumped to 5.13. Orioles batting average against him way up there, .294.
Right. He is his skills have declined, so are the numbers, and then the Oriole pitching's gotten better, and they've done a nice job. They had some really good at bats. Maybe not last year because he was hurt, even though the year before when he had he was 14-13. But the one thing that the Yankees almost have done, with the exception of 1 year, they score him a lot of runs. I mean, a ton of runs.
Sabathia gets Jones, who's got a .304 average with 3 home runs against him. 1-0 delivery off speed on a breaking ball that is in there for a strike. Fastballs we were talking about in 2013, Sabathia averaged 91. Last year, 88, almost 89 miles an hour, and down another mile an hour this year, at least in his first start, to 88 miles an hour. 1-1 delivery, and that ball is hit deep to left field. Way back, Adam Jones. Goodbye, home run. Oh, is he hot? His 4th career home run against CC Sabathia.
Well, 11 for his last 15 with 4 home runs. Well, make it 8 RBIs as he drives himself in.
The hot bat in the Orioles lineup, all coming here at Camden Yards, and the Orioles take a 1-0 lead.
And you're figuring, well, why don't you just kind of pitch him around? He's that hot. If you're CC, you think you're going to make your pitch. If you don't, there's the result.
He got it.
Yeah.
Pitch away to Pierce.
And this ball just smacked. You could see too much of the middle of the plate.
Well, the Orioles jump on him for the long ball, and the breaking ball, good one. That'll be in there for a strike. So the Orioles are back on top in the American League with 13 home runs as they move ahead of the Yankees. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Pierce batting cleanup, 2 for 9, lifetime off Sabathia. Swing and a miss on that one that had a little tail to it, 1 and 2.
Yeah, another back-to-back curveballs. And my experience, when you lose a little bit of velocity, is you can still use your fastball, but you can't get behind, get in fastball counts. It's harder to strike people out when you get runners at third, less than 2 outs. So you try to stay out of those situations. And mistakes get hit harder.
And a check swing that he couldn't hold up on, so that'll be a strikeout. So Sabathia gets a couple of strikeouts, but the Orioles get the run. Adam Jones, now a 5-game hit streak. All of the home runs have come here in this yard so far this year. 1-0 O's. And is Kathy Edwards ever excited? Maryland Lottery contestant of the game is Kathy Edwards from Landover Hills. 500 for being selected and 500 for every Orioles home run hit tonight. And you've already had one of those. Play baseball, bucks, scratch-offs, and win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/baseball. Orioles up 1-0, and here is McCann. McCann did not play in the ball game last night, getting a night off. He'll take the pitch from Gonzalez for a strike. He's 2 for 8 with a home run off the Orioles starter. Shift on against him. Squeeze him in the outfield towards the middle. Delman Young in right field over towards center. And that'll be inside to McCann. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Off to a good start with the .518, a home run, 3 RBIs. Highly offensive catcher, as well as handling the duties behind the plate. Manny Machado has switched the other way, a long run over, and no roll.
He had 23 home runs. It took him a while, and if you watched Oriole baseball in September, hit a couple of home runs in back-to-back games here. But those were only his third. He had 20 of his 23 home runs at Yankee Stadium.
That left-handed bat, go to those right field seats.
Well, he can go down and get the low pitch, and that's when he becomes the pull hitter. That's why the shift's on.
Again, we'll hit that into the shift. Shortstop over. Cabrera will right himself and make the play. 1 down, 2nd inning. Orioles Yankees close out this 3-game series tomorrow night here at the Yard. 7:05 start. Get your Birdland summer started with the fun outing of family and friends. Good seats still remain. To get yours, go to Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Final one tomorrow night. 3-game set. Orioles have the day off Thursday. Head up to Boston for 4. That way, 95 north. It'll be Bud Norris, Nathan Eovaldi tomorrow night to wrap up the series. Here is Garrett Jones. Jones, the designated hitter in the ball game tonight. He came in late in the game, had an 0 for 2 in the opener of the series last night, and he'll chop that one down the line. Gonzalez.
Well, there's a splitter. Got him out of the first inning. It really slows the bat down. It's got great movement. It kind of is almost like a knuckleball. It dances, and it usually dances when thrown right down in the bottom of the zone. So hard to get any leverage on it.
Update on Brett Gardner, who got hit by a pitch in the first inning last night. Stayed in the game, played for a couple more at bats, then came out of the game, and will be out for a couple of days. They don't expect him to play again until Friday. They're already saying before the game that hand, he got hit in the back of the hand, is bruised. They have a day off Thursday, so not scheduled to play tomorrow, and hopefully back on Friday for the Yankees.
I think he got hit same place earlier last week.
2 down. Chris Young, and a swing and a miss. Tried to hold up on it, could not. Young, a 3-game hit streak, continued in the ball game last night with a 2 for 4. Real solid numbers with a couple of home runs, 4 RBIs, and patrolling right field.
Yeah, we talked about the infield hit by Ellsbury. He started it off with a little looping break base hit.
He's got another one right there. That'll go into the right field corner. They were not playing him that way. Delman Young over to get it. Long throw by Young, and he's got an arm. Will come into second base, bounce away, backed up. So Young is on with a double, second hit for the Yankees.
Hey, I heard about Chris Young when he came up with the Diamondbacks. You know, he could hit home runs, but he struck out too much. But look at this approach. There's a little slider. It's on the outside corner. He just stays behind it, and he takes a good pitch into the corner for a double. What a mistake. It was just that he had a better swing and Miguel Gonzalez anticipated.
So the boos rain a bit for Drew, and as they should here at the opposition's yard, as he had that pinch hit go-ahead grand slam 7th inning last night. That was the difference in the game. Drew will take the pitch inside for a ball. His 3rd career grand slam and the first pinch hit grand slam for Yankees since Jorge Posada. And who'd he get it against? The Orioles. Way back in 2001.
Wait, he did it right-handed in Yankee Stadium. He did the game, and I cannot remember who threw it.
Tremblay, and the pitch is in there for a strike.
So he hit it left-handed. It was
Mike Tremblay. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Drew with 2 down. 1 for 5 off Gonzalez. That one hit a home run. Young at second base. Orioles not trying to hold him close. Off speed delivery, trying to catch the corner, will miss. And the count goes to 2-1. Gonzalez with runners in scoring position last year. Opponents hit only .220. Yet another one of those solid numbers the Orioles starters had in these situations.
We had Norris at 173, Jen at 203.
2-1 delivery, ripped foul.
You kind of get away with it, trying to throw something other than the type of pitch he hit for the home run. Worked the count last night till 3-1 off Tommy Hunter. Got one belt high in the middle of the plate. And just as he did it the night before in New York, hit a home run. So home runs in back-to-back games.
Yankees are 7th in the American League with runners in scoring position right now, 264. Those numbers will change dramatically in a hurry if you get 3 or 4 hits, because there aren't many at bats yet.
Yeah, Drew, who played with the Red Sox and then came to the Yankees last year, hit 160. He was the 3rd lowest batting average in the last 100 years. And if you wonder if there's a process to playing this game, missed spring training, never ever got it going.
3 ball, 2 strike count with 2 down. Runner off second is Young. Interesting, I saw that grand slam ended a long streak. The Orioles had won 44 regular season games with a lead in the 7th inning or later. That 44 stretch was the longest streak of its kind in the majors. 3 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that's going to be inside. So Drew is on after 2 down, now 2 on. Let's take a look at who's hot and who's not. Brought to you by American Standard. Celebrate the season with the American Standard All-Star event. Visit MidAtlanticComfort.com for amazing rebate and financing opportunities. Alejandro Diaz is hot. 2 for 4 last night. Gregorius, not. Last 4 games, only a couple of hits, 16 at bats, and 3 Ks. He stands in at the plate.
Yeah, they figured he'd hit righties and maybe struggle against lefties.
Left-handed hitter.
It's an amazing game. You always touch on it, Gary, this early in the season. Don't need a whole lot of hits to get back on track. Obviously a lot of pressure anytime you have to replace a legend, and that's what Derek Jeter was on his way to Cooperstown.
This 10-game road trip for the Yankees probably best for Gregorius. If anybody on their club, a chance for him to be away from the stadium and just kind of settle in for a 10-game span. 1 ball, 1 strike count. There are 2 away here. 0 for 4 in the ball game last night for the Yankees shortstop. Young off second, Drew off first. 1-1 delivery to him. That'll be put up in the air, foul. Gonzalez lifetime now 30 wins and 22 losses with the 0-1 record this year with that 1 start. 2 wins, 3 losses lifetime against the Yankees. He's always pitched well against the American League East in the division. Look back to second, and the 1-2 slapped foul, and I mean slapped foul. It'll stay that way.
Yeah, Miguel ran into trouble down in St. Petersburg against the Rays. A 32 pitch first inning, even though he got out of it with no damage. And then, as you mentioned, only the 1 run, but he got shut out, as did the Orioles.
1-2, the delivery again to him, and again hit foul. So Gregorius fighting off pitches here to keep his at bat alive at 1 ball, 2 strike counts. He's fouled them off both ways. A little conference at the mound on what he's going to throw here. Cabrera wanting to make sure he knows.
Well, he also saw him play because he was playing for San Diego, so maybe a little advice. Probably that he's a better fastball hitter than breaking ball hitter.
Born in the Netherlands, grew up in Curacao. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and he slaps that one back. Oh, that one.
Well, there's a splitter, and it stayed up just enough where he could foul it off, and Caleb Joseph will come out. Trying to figure out. I always thought that, boy, it's sometimes easier to pitch to guys you're familiar with. Trying to figure out, okay, you haven't seen him enough. Where can I go? Because the scouting reports, they help you, but they don't give you the total story sometimes.
His numbers over his pro career pretty good in the walk strikeout ratio. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Runners off first and second. Battle continues here. Gonzalez delivers to him. Got him on the overhand. Throw's got to be made. It is down to first. Pierce on the bag, and that will do it. No runs, 1 in, no errors. 2 are left on base. Yankees stranding 3, couple in scoring position already in the game. later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Orioles on top, the home run by Jones. Now it will be Young, Davis, and Jonathan Scope going up against CC Sabathia. Delmon Young 6 for 24 lifetime off Sabathia, so he gets a start here in right field as the Orioles continue to shuffle that lineup on a daily basis, both who's in and the positions they play and where they are in the lineup. Young will take the pitch outside for a ball. So Delmon a shot against left-handers. He hit 282 against them last year, 312 against right-handers. Sabathia's 1-0 delivery to him. Young will chop it foul. Success against lefties.
Yep. Well, Jonesy had a great year, and then Steve Pearce. You wonder why that is. Some righties have trouble with lefties because they usually have that changeup. Runs away from them. But not Pearce, Jones, and Young. Good take there. Yeah. Or is that a strike?
Letters, yeah, strike.
Well, we had a high strike zone last night. Lance Barksdale, one of the better games in this early season. Very, very consistent. Nothing off the plate. Maybe a little bit up in the zone, but 9 innings of the same strike zone.
That one a breaking ball hit into left field. Young is on. Waited on that one and a leadoff single for the Orioles.
Well, that's why you do all the hitting drills. You wait, you identify the breaking ball, and then the swing is short enough, bat head to the ball, and then you're a big, strong guy. That's what Delmon Young is, and he just takes the bat head and hits it into left field. Wasn't a horrible pitch. He just reduced it into that by a really good swing.
So the Orioles are the leadoff man on. That'll bring Chris Davis to the plate. Chris with an 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. And it was a golden sombrero night that he'd rather forget with the strikeouts, 4 of them. Shift put on, and the pitch is there for a strike. He's 4 for 18. Lifetime off Sabathia with a home run.
Yeah, but uppercut, 12 swings, 11 misses. 1 foul ball yesterday. Just one of those days where you don't see the ball. And
that'll go into the shift. Teixeira, 1. Somebody covered first. They didn't. So there'll be no play at first as they did not get over there to cover. They get the out at second base.
Yeah, CC couldn't get over there, and I'm wondering if the right knee that kept him from pitching last year. Take a look right here. So he doesn't even go over. Now he's going very slowly because of the shift. Here comes your second baseman, Drew. He's not even in your picture. And then again, it's a little toss by Teixeira. There's your lead out. And there's your throw, but Drew there late.
Drew had to come all the way from right field because that's where he was in the shift. So that will put a runner on. Davis on the fielder's choice and bring up Jonathan Scope. Jonathan's hit successfully in the last 3, including a 1 for 4 in the ballgame last night. A number foul. That had spin that could have brought it back into fair territory. That's where everybody kept going on that one.
Well, he drove in the second run, and just like the other night, he hit a pretty good pitch. When he hit the grand slam against the Jays, he swung at a pitcher's pitch early, fouled it off. That was a good thing, and then he hung one and 4 quick runs last night. Looked like Pineda tried to get in on him, and boy, he was all over it. Doubled down in the left field corner.
That will miss inside. Sabathia last year, high batting average overall, completely divergent. Left-handers hit 160 and right-handers hit 321. And right-handers had 9 of the 10 home runs that he gave up. Now, a limited season. He had only 8 starts last year. 1-1 delivery. That ball in the air to center field, hit on the button, but Ellsbury right there. And back to first base goes Davis. 2 down. When the Orioles win, everyone wins. And when the Orioles win and score 5 or more runs, you get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com by entering promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Valid at participating Baltimore area Papa John's. Caleb Joseph had a 2 for 4 in the ballgame last night. Oriole catcher will have the shift on against him. Drew, the second baseman, right behind second base. So he's got that whole right side to shoot at because Teixeira is having to come off the bag holding Chris Davis. A lot of shifts against the righties. We saw it in spring training, and it's continued here into the season. A 1 delivery on the way, and there's a number. CC, can you move? It's off the mound. There's the flip. Didn't get it there.
Now they're going to come out and argue, was he in the 45-foot line, or did he just make a bad throw? There's a line where you have to be in, and if you're actually on the field to play, it doesn't look like anybody's coming in, even though Joe Girardi's turned around. But take a look. If you look at this line right here, is he inside it or not? So he's weighing into the grass, and I think they're going to look at it, and the ball hits him. He's actually not in that box. I think they're going to probably take a look at this, and then Joe Girardi comes out to home plate.
Girardi's already talked to his replay official in the dugout. He's asking, it looked like he asked the home plate umpire whether he thought he was in the base lane, and that the home plate umpire, Gary Cederstrom, said yes.
Well, that's his call, as you know. And but did it look like he was in it?
No.
No. I mean, it was pretty obvious to me, but that's a break for the Orioles.
So the Orioles get runners on at first and second base. It'll be an error charged on Sabathia. Error on the pitcher. And the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Yankees have made an error in every game except last night. They had a streak going coming into last night's ball game, and now they've started it up again. So here's a great chance for De Aza. De Aza 1 for 7 off Sabathia. He's working in the 9 spot in this game, but he's got a 6-game hit streak. He continued it with the 2 for 4 in the ball game last night. Davis at second, Joseph on at first. Orioles have a 1-0 lead, and the pitch there for a strike.
Now you talked to Alejandro Diaz. Last year did not hit lefties. Year before hit 301. And you say, why the difference? He said, well, I got to play against him 2 years ago. Last year I got platoon. When I would face him, might be that tough matchup lefty. Hadn't seen him, didn't do well.
Diaz will roll that one down to first, fair ball. Teixeira's got it, and he'll take it to the bag. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 error. 2 are left on base. Orioles lead 1-0. Rays starters last 3 games, 2 or fewer hits in 7+ innings. That's Archer, Carnes, and Odorizzi. Only team in American League history to have a 3-game streak like that. 1992 for the A's. Thank Elias for that one. Bryce Harper on Mookie Betts. Betts robbed Harper of a home run, and then Betts hit one. After the game, Harper said he's an unbelievable player. The Yankees bullpen, a 1.78 ERA and 35 1/3. That's the most bullpen innings pitched in the major leagues coming into today.
Yeah, that 19-inning game.
That did it.
That's probably what, about maybe 12, 13 innings right there.
Added about 3 games worth of innings for the bullpen. Showing bunt and taking 4, a strike, top of the order. Jacoby Ellsbury rounded out his first time up.
Yeah, Mookie Betts, not only the great catch, which robbed Harper, and then the home run, a couple of stolen bases
and
on one play.
Great night.
Yeah.
Yep. Exciting player. 0-1 delivery on the way. Orioles will get to see a lot of that this season. 19 games against the Red Sox starting on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 4 games at Fenway. Patriots Day, of course, on Monday for the marathon. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and Ellsbury over the top and a little foul tip. 1-2.
Yeah, that's a really good pitch. Hard slider right underneath his hands.
Miguel ahead on the count here. He's given up a couple of doubles. Beltran and Young both coming with 2 down. Here's the 1-2 to Ellsbury, and another one fouled out.
Well, he's gotten out of jams in the first 2 innings with runners in scoring position on 2 split-fingered fastball for strikeout. That's what he can do. He can move the ball around. Buck Showalter, Oriole manager, talking about it. He said, yeah, I mean, he can pitch, flat-out pitch. But he's never going to light up the radar gun. Dave Wallace knows that. Commands the ball.
Ellsbury with a 1-2. And thought about it. Stays off the pitch. 2 ball, 2 strike count to Jacoby Ellsbury. Headley waiting on deck, and then Beltran coming up. Outfield will shade a bit to left, playing Ellsbury to hit the other way. 2-2 pitch to him, pitched that way, and it'll be outside and high. So a full count on Ellsbury at 3-2.
Well, you walk him, then the track meet starts. Maybe the wet weather will slow him down a tad, but not much.
And the 3-2 pitch to him, and he'll draw his 5th strikeout of the year, and the 3rd of the game for Gonzalez.
Yeah, knee-high burner, pretty much outside middle of the plate, and there's the glove right on the outside 3rd of the plate. Watch him hit. I'm going down to first. No, I'm not. 2-seam fastball. Look at it run. And then pitch presentation by Caleb Joseph.
Here is Headley, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Headley denied. First time up. He made the outfield by the Orioles. 0-1 delivery on the way. And that pitch is also in there for a strike, so a lot of strikes being thrown. Now the Orioles will shift within the count. A full shift put on. Look at them moving. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be foul back.
Yeah, you see the more they do this, that how important it is that your shortstop has now gone to second base. If you look at Cabrera, we've seen over the last couple of nights he's had to come in and make plays on the run. On a pretty much just routine rollers to second base, but your second baseman's out in short right field.
0-2. And Gonzalez tantalizingly close. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Headley. Looking for his first hit in 4 at-bats against Gonzalez. One-two delivery to him, and that's foul back. Look where Delman Young is playing in right field. Delman Young is completely in the power alley and way back. That sign behind him at 373 is not very far behind him. Orioles kind of lined up diagonally across the outfield from Young over to Jones over to De Aza. 1-2, and the pitch away. 2 ball, 2 strike count.
Yeah, they got Headley 4 years at $52 million, not knowing what Alex Rodriguez could do. Very good defender. Career high, and that was 2012 at 31 home runs, 115 RBIs, and a huge ballpark down in San Diego.
That one, a shattered bat right into the shift. And Jonathan Scope perfectly positioned. And there are 2 down here in the 3rd inning. Now the regular season underway, and you've got time to secure your spot for all the action with an Orioles partial season plan. Members enjoy exclusive ticket savings, Major League Baseball's most flexible exchange policy, access to postseason tickets, and a lot of orange carpet benefits. So don't miss out. You can get information at Orioles.com/tickets, or you can call 888-848-BIRD. Carlos Beltran, a double his first time up. 2 down, nobody on. 3rd inning. Adam Jones home run, 1st inning. The only run up on the board. The Orioles with the lead. Delivery to Beltran, and that is a swing and a miss. 7 out of 12 first pitch strikes thrown by Gonzalez so far in the ballgame.
Looks like he's getting in a rhythm. And really, that's what pitching's all about. Sometimes it takes an inning or so, and then you ride it as long as you can.
Hope it keeps going, right?
That's right. Until you kind of fall out of tune.
A 1 delivery on the way, and that one's fouled off at the plate.
4th most home runs by a switch hitter. Pretty select company, and of course Mickey Mantle, and then Eddie Murray, Chipper Jones, Teixeira right behind him.
He hit only 196 off lefties last year. 3 of his 15 home runs. Better, much better against the right-handers, 254 and 12 long balls.
I ran into him walking in yesterday, and of course last year he got the bone chips, tried to play through them, went on the DL, and then eventually had the operation, so a lot healthier this year.
1-2 delivery to him. Good pitch. Came up and in and just tipped it back into the screen. Teixeira waiting on deck if Beltran can keep the inning going. In the top half of the 3rd, the Orioles to pick one up after losing 6-5. That 1-run game. The Orioles now 1-1 in 1-run games this year. We'll get way around on that and fouls it off. Yankees have already played 3 1-run games, winning 2 and losing 1 this year.
We got that note this morning. A terrific 1-run record since early 2013. 60 wins, 41 losses.
1-2 count on Beltran. Goes the other way. The Orioles defense was straight up in the outfield, and Diaz was right there to put it away. So there's a clean inning for Gonzalez. Sets him down. The Orioles have a 1-0 lead. Gonzalez with only 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Sabathia no walks and a couple of strikeouts, and the Orioles with the lead, bottom of the 3rd. Sabathia working against Cabrera, the leadoff batter, called out on strikes his first time up. in the leadoff spot last season. Everett Cabrera hit .261. Good numbers. And he batted in the #1 spot in a ball game. 1-0 pitch to him. Breaking ball. It's going to be in the dirt. Did he go? Nope.
Yeah, really presented the bat not only to the home plate umpire Gary Cedertrum, but you got a young umpire, Sean Barber, down at first. We'll see him for the first time behind the plate tomorrow night.
2-0 count. See if he gets one to drive here. Cabrera, off-speed pitch, is going to miss up high.
Yeah, you just want him on base with his speed. You got Manny Machado hitting second tonight. Terrific at hitting behind the runner. So if you're Buck Showalter, you have a guy that can steal if he can get on, or a guy that can handle the bat.
3-0, not even close. So Sabathia surrenders his first walk, and the Orioles have the leadoff man on for 2 out of 3 innings.
Yeah, CC going for his 209th win against 120 losses. Well, you look at run support over a course of a career. He's really pitched well. 3.63 ERA. So that's for this is what, his 15th year. They've also career number 5.44 runs. So when he pitches well, and they support him with the bats.
Now Manny Machado. Machado, broken bat. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Cabrera got the big jump, makes a turn. He's going to go. Ellsbury's got to throw it into second. Good read by Cabrera, and the Orioles cover the corners here with nobody out.
Yeah, he didn't even hesitate. Plays in front of you. You know where they're playing. Just again a ball that hit well. You could see Manny stay behind it, but he hits on the end of the bat. And right here, there's the lack of hesitation. Ellsbury saw where he was, just picked it up and threw it into second. So now you have to pitch to Adam Jones, the hottest guy on the planet. 11 for his last 15 with 4 home runs.
Lifetime number for Sabathia, runners in scoring position, is .256 for his career. And it has gone up over the last 3 seasons. Orioles 0 for 1 tonight with a runner in scoring position. Jones gets the second chance, delivering the home run in the first inning. And he lifts that one in the air to right field into the power alley. Beltran back there, runner will tag, and it'll be the productive out. Everett Cabrera will score. 2 RBIs for Jones, 2-0 lead.
No, that'll get it done. Boy, the Jays, the Toronto Blue Jays, came in and did a clinic. Had 4 sacrifice flies on opening day, another one on Sunday. Part of the deal. Try to get a pitch. Yeah, you'd like to do more, but not a bad place to start. 1 pitch, and now you give Miguel Gonzalez and the Orioles a 2-0 lead.
Adam Jones leads the American League in RBIs now. He started the day tied for the American League lead. He's picked up a couple here in this ball game, and that's 11 on the year for him. He was 3rd in average, tied for 1st in RBIs. 0-1 count on Steve Pearce. Pearce, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Manny Machado at first base, held by Teixeira. Breaking ball grounded towards short. Gregorius drew the relay, is in time, and they get the double play. But the Orioles are going to add a run to it as they pick up the run on a hit. No errors, nobody left on base, and extend their lead to 2-0. destination for culinary adventure. Fresh local seafood and eclectic array of world-class cuisine. You can savor Sarasota with their Savor Sarasota Restaurant Week. It's June 1 through 14, celebrating its 10th year. Visit savorsarasota.com. Harry Thorne, Jim Palmer at Camden Yards. Adam Jones, 2 RBIs, home run, sac fly to give the Orioles the 2-0 lead in the ball game. And Gonzalez on the mound, a walk and 3 strikeouts so far. He's given up a couple of doubles. 2-3-0 for the Orioles, 0-2-1 for the Yankees. Mark Teixeira, strikeout victim, his first time up.
And the big shift on. Manny Machado stays somewhere pretty much dead shortstop, even though he's playing third.
Talk about an uppercut.
Yeah. Well, he's got one.
He's going for the long ball on that one. Teixeira, 1 ball, 1 strike count. Picked up a double, 3 home runs so far. Gonzalez comes inside and hits the corner.
Yeah, painting the corners. Totally unpredictable. You have no idea what you're going to get as a hitter.
Teixeira, 11 home runs in this ballpark, 264 average. 1-2 delivery, and there's another one, just like the first one, and that's strikeout number 4.
Yeah, you know, he threw enough fastballs to make him honest, and then the bottom dropped out. That's how he got out of harm's way back in the first striking out mark. And there it is, tumbling out of the zone. The illusion, that's what the splitter is. When thrown right, it's going to be somewhere around the knees, and then because you don't see the spin, you split your fingers and it actually tumbles out, and that spin makes the ball go down. Swing right over it if you keep it down in the zone.
Well, he's retired the first batter in each of the 4 innings. Swing and a miss on that one by McCann, who grounded out his first time up. McCann hasn't played a lot of games here, but when he's played, he's hit. With the at-bat in this ball game, McCann's 14 for 35, over 400 here at Camden Yards with 2 home runs. Shift is on against him. A 1 delivery, worked away, and will miss 1-1.
Remember that movie with Ray Milland that happens every spring, where he was the professor that actually came up with a substance you could put on a ball that was allergic to wood?
Yes.
That's what the good splitter looks like.
Allergic to wood. Ground ball down to first. Like that. That'll be played by Pierce. And there are 2 down here in the 4th inning. Maybe we can fit in son of Flubber. On February 24, the Orioles return home to begin a 3-game weekend series against the Red Sox. Don't miss out. It's the only weekend showdown this summer between these rivals. Good seats remain for each game, but they won't last. Show your Birdland pride and paint the park orange. For tickets, 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. That's Friday, April 24 for the weekend set against Boston.
Son of Flubber.
Son of Flubber.
That's a kind of a segue when we were talking. Karen was talking in the booth about good singers, and I said,
yeah,
Michael Bublé. I mean, modern guys that sound like the old guys. You know, Harry Connick Jr. And then you could talked about the movies he was in, the Dolphin movies.
Dolphin movies.
Fishtails. Then we went to Marines, and then we ended up at Son of Flubber.
Very good. See, it's a widely diversified program. Pitch is taken for a strike. And Jones, who grounded out his first time up, behind on the count here, 0-2 with 2 down.
Hey, we're going to come up with a new word: flubbering.
Flubbering.
How was your game last night? Well,
I flubbered around.
A little flubbering around, but other than that, went well. We just don't want the Orioles to be flubbering around. You hear that, Michael?
Flubber.
Come on, Miguel. Come on. No flubbering.
No flubbering.
Now the splitter can flutter, but it can't be flubbering.
1-2 delivery on the way, and that'll come inside. A little heat on that 91-mile-an-hour pitch. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Looking to retire the side in order for the 2nd consecutive inning.
Yeah, Garrett Jones usually hits somewhere in the mid-teens for home runs. Pretty constant.
And here's the 2-2 delivery by Gonzalez, and he flubbergasted him. 2 strikeouts in the inning, retires the side in order. That's 7 in a row set down by the Orioles starter. And the Orioles on top, coming up here in the bottom of the 4th by a score of 2-0. book to buy the numbers. The average length of games this year, everybody looking to see if the time's going to go down. 2 hours, 54 minutes, 39 seconds so far. It has gone down. A year ago, the average was 3 hours, 2 minutes, and 25 seconds. The challenge is still going on so far this season. 43% overturned. Managers' challenges, 48% overturned. When the umpire takes a look, not many of those at 17%. The Orioles have been 3 for 3 so far this season in manager challenges. Here is Delmon Young. And the pitch to him. Sabathia breaking ball will miss. Delmon leading it off, had a base hit in the second inning, so he gets to lead off an inning for the second time. Davis and Scope to follow. Orioles up 2-0. And the home run
changeup, yeah. So I wonder now, the 19-inning game, the average time is the whole 19 innings, just really the 9 innings. Wouldn't they just kind of time it when that 9 innings happened, and that would go on the list, or you wouldn't have a 7 hours added to the? That'd be a little unfair. Wouldn't give you a true.
That's a good question.
Barometer.
I don't know.
I mean, wouldn't you just?
I don't know if they just do 9 innings or whether.
Yeah, because if you go extra innings, I mean the game's obviously going to go longer.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to ask about that. See whether that game was included. Because if it was, then the numbers would be substantially lower for all the other ones.
They'd be skewed.
1-2. Delmon, he can run. No play. Base hit.
Fastest 10 yards on the team. And then some.
2 for 2.
Right here, you're right about there. You're sniffing the base hit, and you're going faster. Not even a play.
They picked it up, put it in his pocket. So the Orioles get the leadoff man on again.
Yeah, I know how CC Sabathia said, I really wasn't a bad breaking ball. Why is he on first? Baseball.
The Orioles have had a leadoff man on now for the last 3 innings, and 3 out of the 4. Davis hit into a fielder's choice. Designated hitter for the Orioles with a shift on against him. And they do try and take the bunt away as Headley at third. He's over towards the shortstop side, but he was moving in on the pitch and not nearly as far over as he usually would be in the shift. 0-1 count. Davis reaching way out in front of it, fouls it off. Delmon Young had 8 infield hits last season. That's a really good number for anybody. But for Delmon, who you think more of as a power hitter than someone who's going to get infield hits,
he can run
good.
And I hadn't really seen him play other than when the Orioles were playing teams that he was on. He really runs hard. I mean, pretty good speed for a big guy. Ran every ball out, because we talked about in our opening tonight the kind of the on the field and off the field conscience of the Orioles is Adam Jones, and he sets the tone. You don't loaf on this ball club.
No. 1-2 count on Chris Davis. Sabathia's delivery to him, and that one will be chopped foul. 44 pitches thrown in the ball game by Sabathia, who has walked one and struck out 2. The Orioles have picked up 4 hits off him now. Would love to have a big inning. Davis, Scope, and then Joseph due up. Infield, of course, at double play depth, even with the shift on here. That brings Drew way in at second base rather than out there in right field. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be taken outside. 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Yeah, even when he kind of rears back, he can't, at least tonight, hadn't got it to 90, 89. That's such a departure. 2013 before the knee, it was 91, 92. With his other array of pitches, that should
in the dirt. That's going to get away. Young will go down to second base. Long chase here for McCann. So there goes the potential for a ground ball double play in the wild pitch.
And of course, you know what he's looking for, and this is why he's trying to bury the breaking ball, and he does, and then McCann can't knock it down, keep it in front of him. So now, even if you don't get a base hit with nobody out and a man on second, ground ball to the right side is going to bring up Scope. And if you get him to third, if you don't get him in, they're going to have to bring their infield in, and that'll make it a little bit easier for Jonathan.
First wild pitch of the year for Sabathia. 3 ball, 2 strike count on Chris. And Davis will foul that back in the screen.
Well, there's your pitch to hit. Fastball in the middle of the plate. If you're CC Sabathia, will read the bat. Didn't have a bad swing, so probably throw a slider or something like that. Try to get him to chase.
Young's got to keep an eye on Gregorius, who's playing right behind him with a shift on. Sabathia, the 3-2 again. Davis will go down swinging. Tag put on in case. Strikeout number 3 for Sabathia, and the first out here in the 4th inning.
Yeah, a little slider. Starts on the plate, and he's just out in front of it. I think Buck Showalter was saying, did he foul that ball off? Because if he did, it hit the dirt. But I don't think he did.
So the runner remains at second base for Scope. Flied out to center field. His first time up. Big potential run out there in a low scoring ball game so far here in the 4th inning. And the breaking ball is in there for a strike. Sabathia has not won a ball game in this ballpark in his last 6 starts. Yet he's got a 10-5 mark here at Camden Yards. He won in 12 starts. He went 10-1 between 2001 and 2011 in this ballpark. But not lately. Here's the 0-1 delivery on the way, and a pitch that was out of the strike zone, swung on, foul tipped, says the home plate umpire, and the count goes to 0-2.
Yeah, he's going to see if Jonathan Scope can stay back on breaking balls. First pitch, a little breaking ball, then a changeup, and a mess with him. And now he has a count where he's going to try to get him outside the strike zone. One of the luxuries of being ahead of a hitter.
Look back, 0-2 in the dirt. Good stop by McCann.
And then you trust your catcher that you can bounce that breaking ball. When you do your side, that's what you work on. A breaking ball for a strike, and then the 2-strike breaking ball. That's the one that appears to be a strike, and then you can just keep it under the knees, either in or out or off the plate.
Young, who got that single, really good secondary lead. Moves back a little bit as Drew stepped in. And that pitch is right there, and he knew it, and he's gone. 2 strikeouts in a row.
Ended up pretty much taking the ball down the middle because of the previous pitches. McCann moves in, and then he has to reach back across the plate. Look where he's sitting, but look right down Broadway.
So the Orioles 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position so far in the ball game. So Joseph with 2 down. He reached on an error his first time up on Sabathia. And he'll bloop, and that's going to be a base hit into right field. Here comes Beltran, and here comes Young. Here's the play. McCann waiting. The slide. He is in. RBI, base hit, picked up by Caleb Joseph. And the Orioles take a 3-0 lead.
Oh, you got to love it. You could go to Caleb when, even though he did get 2 hits last night, and say it's all right to get a base hit. It's all right to drive in a run. And that's exactly what he does. And then Beltran, I'd watched him throw, coming off elbow surgery. He actually makes a pretty good throw. 1 hop. But Delman runs a little bit better than we think. And he gets under. I mean, there's your, right there, taking off. He knows he's going to go. Doesn't even hesitate. Right now, he's taking a look. And then he beats the tag by McCann. Nice slide to the outside of the bag, or the home plate.
First RBI for Caleb Joseph on the season. And a big 2-out run producer. And a 3-0 lead on the 5th hit for the Orioles. Here's Diaz up. The grounded out his first time up. So that wild pitch costly in the part of Sabathia that moved Young down to second base. 1-0 delivery. Diaz will take it for a strike. That's where that fastball's been, as Jim said, 88, 89.
Well, I was talking to Kenny Singleton, my former teammate, broadcast for the Yankees. He said he hit 93 or 4 in spring training. But every gun's different. We haven't seen that tonight.
Ground ball slowly hit. Gregorius up and on the bag, says the first base umpire, Sean Barber. And that will retire the side, but the Orioles are going to get a run on a couple of hits, no errors, and 1 left on. 4 complete here at Camden Yards. Buck Showalter Kind of waiting to see if the foot was on the bag, but he didn't hold up the players, so I guess we're, as he said, going on. Watch Teixeira as he comes over to cover. Has he got the toe on it? Yes, he does. Orioles up 3-0.
For the Orioles, red hot Adam Jones, 4th home run of the season, makes it 1-0. And then Miguel Gonzalez, every time he would get in trouble, he'd use the splitter. He now retired 5 in a row. And then after the sacrifice by Jones, here comes Caleb Joseph. Delman Young, who had reached on an infield hit just under the tag by McCann. That's your Geico game highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
And leading it off is Chris Young. And again, in there for a strike by Gonzalez. Gonzalez has retired 7 in a row. Young, Drew, and Gregorius, the bottom of the order for the Yankees, picked up a double, 2nd inning. Now has a 4-game hit streak. Young in a check swing that was riding in on him. That'll go off the bat and foul. Gonzalez only the 1 walk and 5 strikeouts so far in the game. That first start that he had against Tampa Bay, he also had 5 strikeouts, but he had 5 walks to go with it.
And what he's been able to do is retire the first batter of every inning.
0-2 delivery on the way, and that'll go to short. Clean, got to be played, and does. Good play by Cabrera.
Yeah, and what an arm. Showalter after the game, Ubaldo Jimenez, the 1-hitter for 7 innings the other night, and he was all over the infield, all kinds of ground balls to his right, to his left. It's pretty routine. Once you catch it, you could see the little pro hop, get your balance, and then accurate throw over to Steve Pearce for the first out.
Last year, Gonzalez retired 72% of leadoff batters, which is a really good number. We've often mentioned if you're a starter and you can get 70 or better, 70% or better, you're doing really good work. The highest last year was at 75% of leadoff batters. 1 down here in the 5th inning. Drew had a walk, the only one drawn against Gonzalez. The Orioles will put the shift on, keep Manny Machado short over there at third base. Here's the 1-0 delivery to him, and that's going to be in there for a strike. 1-1.
Yeah, no idea what's coming. Think you're going to get a fastball. When he gets behind, he drops off a breaking ball. Think you're going to get a fastball with 2 strikes. The splitter.
1-1 delivery by Gonzalez and a big cut. That's the pitch the Yankees just have not been able to get the bat on. It's going off the table, and they're swinging over it. Ends up not in the strike zone. Oftentimes just above the plate.
Well, it starts around the kneecaps, and you think it's going to stay there, and it doesn't.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that one will miss down low. And the count will go to 2-2. Game 3 tomorrow coming up here, so I'll wrap up this first set of the Yankees here at Camden Yards. Bud Norris And Nathan Eovaldi will be the scheduled starters. 6:30 O's extra, 7 o'clock for the ball game tomorrow night. 2-2 delivery, check swing inside corner. See ya.
Yeah, the ball's dancing, and then you're looking away. That's where you hit the grand slam last night. Check this out. Look where the glove is. Well, we always talk about framing, pitch presentation. That ball right around the inside corner. And of course, when you move in, that's what Caleb Joseph did. So did Gary Cederstrom.
6 strikeouts, piling up the K's. 2 down, nobody on. Gregorius, number 9 hitter, was a strikeout victim his first time up. He'll put that one way up in the air to right field. Young will settle under it. Boy, what a job Gonzalez is doing. That's 3 clean innings in a row retired by the Orioles starter. They lead 3-0. Fair now at Southwest.com and by your local Mercedes dealership. With Jim Palmer, I'm Gary Thorne. Great to have you with us here for Game 2. The Orioles up 3-5-0 for the Orioles, 0-2-1 the Yankees. Each team has left 3 on base. Gonzalez dealing. He's retired 10 in a row.
And nobody will talk to him. Look at that.
That's the way it should be. It's a lonely job when you're winning. Here's Everett Cabrera. And Sabathia's delivery is going to miss. Cabrera in the leadoff spot, walked in the 3rd and scored. He's also been called out on strikes. Adam Jones, 2 RBIs, a home run, a sac fly. Joseph the RBI in the 4th inning on the base hit. 1-0 delivery by Sabathia will be taken up high. Manny Machado and Jones to follow for the Orioles. 5th inning. One of those relatively quiet kind of games. Just run scores here, you get a home run scores there. Outs recorded. Down the line, base hit. Cabrera got around on that one. Young up with it. He'll stay at first. He continues to hit. So a base hit and another leadoff man on for the Orioles in the 5th inning.
Yeah, you're just trying to do what all good teams do, is get as many as you can, put some pressure on CC. And if you're Miguel Gonzalez, you want as many runs as you can get. You want that cushion in case you make a mistake. The more runs you get, one pitch is not going to beat you.
Let's see if the Orioles can add to it. Manny Machado a base hit, 1 for 2 in the ball game, 4 for 25 in the year. And Sabathia's high strike will be called, as it has been for both pitchers tonight. 0-1 the count. Update on Matt Wieters today given by Buck Showalter. Matt DH'd down in Sarasota. Simulated game and threw from 150 feet. Long tossing. That's right where they wanted him to be. He pitches in there for a strike and it goes to 0-2. Teixeira holding the runner. Cabrera at first. Cabrera with that base hit now has got 5 hits and 6 at bats. Lifetime off Sabathia. Not running. 0-2 delivery and a chopper that's going to go to short. Gregorius drew Teixeira.
A nice little 0-2 pitch, little changeup, got Manny out on his front foot, let his defense do the rest. Yeah, Gary, I know you do as much reading as I do, and almost all the reports now, they don't know how long the Tommy John surgery is actually going to last. And then a lot of guys that would have went up 33%, I think, last year, do revisions the second time. But they do know the longer you wait, better chance of maybe letting that ligament actually seat itself. This guy, I don't know how he's doing tonight, but Matt Harvey pitching for the Mets, he went, 593 days because of the timing of it?
Yep.
So for Matt to come back, we're going to come up on, a 12-month period? We had it done last May.
And that's about what you got to have to even
at least
think about it. Yeah.
And then if you think, the other thing, a lot of times outfielders will come back maybe a little bit sooner because they don't do as much throwing. But catchers, who throws more than a pitcher? A catcher.
1-0 count with 2 down. Jones, home run, sac fly, down to third, played by Headley. And that's that. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Take a look at how Harvey did tonight with the Mets. See what Tommy John did for him. 3 zippos. Of 14, the president, William Howard Taft. He became the first U.S. president to throw out a ceremonial first pitch. Who'd he toss it to? The kid was 22 years old. His name was Walter Johnson. And he went on to throw a 1-hitter in that ball game. And in 1955, one of the game's most beloved, Elston Howard. Ellie Howard became the first black to play for the Yankees. See the numbers he put up? 14 years in the Negro Leagues and MLB, 9 All-Star games, 54 World Series games, 274 career batting average for Ellie Howard. And for some reason was always one of my favorites, and I wasn't a Yankee fan. But I really liked the way he presented himself as a player. Soft-spoken, nice guy, great player. I believe he was the MVP in the American League in 1964. He was. And I was doing something, he's since passed away many years ago, but I ended up going to a restaurant in New Jersey like 2 winters ago, and I saw his wife. Really? What a lovely lady. His daughter came over, and I told her that I had had the honor of pitching. That's a base hit. Against her husband, and not only did he play with the Yankees, later on he would play for the Red Sox. Played for the Kansas City Monarchs in the Negro League before going into Major League Baseball for Elston Howard. I wonder where how Buck O'Neill comes in, because I know he played for the Kansas City, as did Satchel Paige and a lot of great players. Probably well, I don't know. There were so many great Negro League teams. Certainly Kansas City Monarchs, Birmingham Barons were 2 of the greats. So the streak is broken. 10 consecutive have been retired by Gonzalez. Base hit for Ellsbury. 1 for 3. Here's Headley, who was flied out, popped out.
So that's exactly what the Yankees want, in the sense that you get now to see Miguel, who's been outstanding for the third time.
Infield shift on, double play depth, ball popped up. Joseph will come near the Yankee dugout, no chance.
And it's really not a problem for a starting pitcher, whether it's Miguel or anybody, third time through the order, as long as you keep making the quality pitches that he's made. I mean, he's been outstanding. He had a good fastball, struggling with his command early, then as the game progressed, able to hit both his spots. Splitter to go with it, occasional curveball, occasional slider.
Averaging just over 16 pitches per inning so far in the ball game, which is where you wanted to be. I mean, you'd like to do it on 3, but hey. 0-1 count on Headley, and a toss over to get Ellsbury back to the bag.
For what I saw from Chase Headley over the weekend when I watched some of the games, was that he did hit 31 home runs. New hitting instructor Jeff Pentland. But even the ball that Adam Jones made the great play on in the first inning, staying inside the ball, not around it. So not trying to hit home runs, but capable of hitting.
Nasty pitch right there. Wow.
I mean, that may have been the best one all night, even though he's gotten great results from all of them. And just split the fingers and pull down, and the ball just bottoms out.
So Headley behind on the count here, 0-2. Switch hitter.
Yeah, he'd love to hit a ball, and it's harder to do this unless he gets a pitch into right field.
And a swing and a miss as they move the target outside, and Gonzalez hit it.
Yeah, marvelous movement. Two-seam fastball, 88. Starts for the middle of the plate. Look at the target, runs down and away. Good late sink. And Chase Headley can't get it. He does chase.
So there are 7 strikeouts on the board. One down now with a runner on at first base. Career high in strikeouts is 9 for Gonzalez. Shift stays on against Beltran.
Yeah, I mean, all he has to do is bunt one down the third baseline, and
he was taking all the way.
Get the tying run to the plate with Teixeira.
Yep. Beltran had a double in the first inning, flied out. Machado's way over towards second base.
It totally befuddles me why you wouldn't just kind of work on this.
Well, in this situation,
yeah, I mean,
pitch is in the dirt, gets away. It went right between the legs of Joseph and trickled away, and that will move Ellsbury down on a wild pitch.
So no double play, and then little splitter in the dirt, goes right through his leg. Couldn't block it. He will tell you tomorrow he should have kept it in front of him, but he didn't. And then the throw as Cabrera sneaks in behind Ellsbury. No hesitation at all because of Jacoby's speed.
So Ellsbury now at second base. Yankees left 1 at second in the first inning, runners at first and second in the second inning, and then didn't have anybody on 3, 4, and 5. 2-0 count, and that will be fouled away by Beltran. That'll take it to 2-1. So Gonzalez working to not let the Yankees have any kind of a big inning here. They've picked up only 3 hits off him.
Now pitch count now at 87. So as you mentioned, 98. A lot of those 30-something in the first inning down in Tampa or St. Petersburg against the Rays. Good life on that fastball at 91. Got it away.
2-1. Another good ball game as it was last night. Both teams had a chance to win it. Well, the Yankees got a 6-5 win. And this one tight. 2-1 delivery on the way. Up in the air, not deep left field, but it is high enough for De Aza to get in underneath it. And that's the second out of the inning.
Yeah, Cabrera just not assuming that he's going to be able to get there, even though he did get there easily, streaking out there.
You know, pedestrians don't walk away from a crash. Drivers need to pay attention. Slow down. Watch for pedestrians, even where least expected. Be street smart. 2 away, runner at second base. Here's Teixeira. He has struck out twice in the ball game. Gonzalez will try and end it right here. Get out of the inning. Yankees 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position so far in the game. After 2 for 7 last night, that's going to get one in. It'll go into the corner. Making the rounds, Ellsbury. Young over to get it. Teixeira into second base with an RBI double. And it is a 3-1 ball game and a big 2-out RBI for the Yankees.
Yeah, they finally get it done. And finally they get a hittable pitch. This is a slider. He tries to get in on his fist and doesn't. You can see Joseph slide in. It just kind of stays out. It backs up and becomes very hittable. And there's your result. Top spins it right into the corner for a double. And Ellsbury's going to make it 3-1.
So Teixeira gets his first hit off Gonzalez. He had gone 0 for 11 prior to picking up that base hit. Now here's McCann, who has grounded out twice in a potential tying run at the plate for the Yankees. Shift on, and Gonzalez is calling Joseph out to the mound.
Yeah, not only do they get the RBI and they get the run, but they get the double. So it puts more pressure on Miguel.
Teixeira gets his 5th RBI. Kevin Gausman in the bullpen for the Orioles.
So these are those situations. Oriole bullpen has been struggling every time they pitch to give up a run. But again, the extra outs, we talked about them in spring training, talking about them now.
McCann will take the pitch and it will miss for a ball. All of a sudden, game complexion changes in a hurry.
Well, it did make a good pitch to Ellsbury, hung a slider to Teixeira, so that's again, and they've seen him 3 times. It's not a good result for Miguel.
Nobody covering there in the look back.
But that's part of pitching through the order 3-4 times. If you keep making quality pitches, you have a chance. If not, we're seeing the result.
McCann had 250 average last year in these situations. 120 chances with runners in scoring position. 1-0 count, 2 down. Gonzalez, it's down low. Joseph going down to block it, and the count will go to 2-0. So after retiring 10 in a row through that 5th inning, 6th inning's been a little different, not as sharp. Ellsbury, that leadoff single to start it, 2 down, double to Teixeira.
Well, that's a huge difference too. First 5 innings got the leadoff man every time.
2-0 count. McCann taking. It's on the outside corner for a strike. That one at 90 miles an hour by Miguel.
I think the mindset, and Miguel certainly has the ability and the stuff to do it, is that, yeah, I see somebody up in the bullpen. Don't think he doesn't know that. But I can make pitches and maybe not only get out of this inning, get the team into the 7th.
Big rare back on that one at 90 and gets it by him on a big cut by McCann. 2-2.
Inside corner, you can see again good enough movement. I mean, this is kind of where Brian McCann likes it.
See if he can get him out right here. McCann working 2-2, runner off second. Teixeira. Gonzalez got it in off the end of the bat. Have to hustle it up. Cabrera makes the underhanded flip to record the out. The Orioles shortstop in that shift making the play. So a run in on a couple of hits, no errors, and a base runner left on. The Orioles have a 3-1 lead.
Make it 11 for 15. The fourth home run of the year. Gives the Orioles a 1-0 lead. Adam would also get another sacrifice fly, so a couple of RBIs. And that's the way it started.
3-1. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer back here with you for Gonzalez. Another real nice effort on the mound in the first 5 innings. Really spectacular.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to see if they're still warming up. But those are the extra outs. I mean, you like that. He made a great pitch, got McCann to roll over. Looked like he made a couple of bad pitches. This is what teams do. And this is what they are trying to encourage the starters. So maybe he's not finished for the night.
And Sabathia trying to do what he's made a career of doing, and that's hanging around long enough for his team to get runs and give himself a W.
Well, we mentioned the fact that, you know, historically over 14 years, they've averaged him, 5.44 runs. The 1 year where his ERA went up, they didn't do that. We got, in the mid fours. So he was 1 game over 500, but normally he pitches well. And the other thing we've seen tonight is that just because he doesn't throw 90 to 95, he still pitched pretty well.
He's pitching. Yep. Not going to overpower. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Pierce, Young, and Davis due up for the Orioles. Shift on against Steve Pierce. 0 for 2 in the game. 0 for 6 in the first 2 games. Got out ahead of that one and fights it off. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Sabathia. There you see the total, 67. That's very decent pitch count.
Well, he's kept the ball down. He's used his changeup as the game has progressed. Occasional curveball to Chris Davis, the sliders. Same to Diaz.
Got a 1-2 count here on Pierce. And that one will be inside on a breaking ball. So Sabathia, count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. You see the rain coming again. It had let up. It stopped, actually, for 4 innings. Rained on and off all day, drizzled all day long. Ball game started in the drizzle. Rain stopped. Now it's back again. And that one away, and he retires him on his 5th strikeout.
Well, CC Sabathia is a big guy, and he, when he had the knee problems, he lost some weight. Well, he put it back on. But again, he sells the changeup. He gets it off the plate. This is what you can do. You don't have to throw it for a strike when you have a 1 ball and 2 strike count. Going to get Steve Pierce out on his front foot. Everybody knows that Steve Pierce could hit the heater, so he's going to see a lot more breaking balls in his 2nd year as a starting performer.
Here's Delman Young. Young put in because of good numbers against Sabathia, and he's paid it off. He's now 8 for 26 against the left-hander, 2 for 2. The ball game tonight, a run scored. Jones 2 RBIs, homer and sac fly. Caleb Joseph RBI and a single. Teixeira the double for the Yankees, and their run batted in. Delman Young will take it for a strike, and the count goes to 0-2.
And the other thing, Gary, even though you're not throwing that blazing fastball, he is not afraid to pitch to contact. He will throw it over. 1 walk. Didn't walk anybody in his last game. There's a good changeup. So it's about location now. It's not about velocity, even though he can still add and subtract a little bit.
Which is more important ultimately than
the look at Jamie Moyer. Jamie Moyer at age 45 was winning games. Larry Rothschild's looking on.
That's a slow roller off the back of the mound. Nice play by Sabathia, but Gregorius drops it. Sabathia let it go. Gregorius got in, tried to handle it.
Well, that is the kind of ball that he didn't make the play. Talking about CC against the Jays. And right there he lets it go because it went off his glove. They couldn't make a play. The Jays would get 4 runs in the 2nd inning. Tonight he lets it go, and then his shortstop doesn't make the play. Same result.
So Gregorius just couldn't find a handle on it. That'll be the 2nd Yankee error of the ball game, and for the 3rd time Young is on, this time with 1 away. And that will bring Davis up, who was struck out, hit into a fielder's choice. Shift on, double play depth. Rain coming down harder. He got around on it. It'll be a foul ball into the right field corner. Let's take a look at our Jeep inside the numbers. Most players with at least a home run so far this year. Orioles, Yankees, and Astros each have 7. Astros trying to make a year of it. Get baseball back in Houston with a winning record. 0-1 the count, 1 down. Davis 0 for 6 now in this series. Chris will foul that back.
And so a couple hittable pitches out a little bit, and then pretty good swing there. In the old days, you could probably go 3-4 at bats against CC Sabathia and not get much to hit. Stuff was that overwhelming.
0-2 the count. Beltran back near the warning track in right field. Breaking ball. Lays off it. Off speed pitch. 1-2. Well, the Orioles knowing probably going to need more than 3 in this ball game. 3-1. We're in the 6th inning. Showalter's club 3-4, as are the Yankees. And a swing and a miss, and the strikeouts continue to pile up for Chris. 2 in this ball game.
Came in striking out what, first 23 times up, 10, and then had a couple more. Just no rhythm. Can't quite sync up the lower and the top body. I mean, a lot of work in spring training to try to create a different path of the bat to the ball. So still obviously a work in progress.
And Jonathan Scope has struck out and flied out. He'll go after the first pitch and miss it, as that one tailed down and away from Sabathia. More effective perhaps at this point of the ball game than he was earlier. 0-1 count. Sabathia in that opening start, 5 2/3 innings pitched. Trying to extend that here. Ground ball to third. Headley's up. Force at second. And he'll get it to Drew. No runs, no hits, 1 error and 1 left. 6 complete here at Camden Yards. Yum yum time at the ballpark. Woo-hoo. Adam Jones delivering an RBI on a homer in the first inning, then in the third, getting the job done with the sacrifice fly to Beltran. That would score. Everett Cabrera, who had reached on the walk, would be the Orioles' second run and his second RBI.
Yeah, it seems only like a fly ball, but after you hit a home run, there's a tendency maybe to become a pull hitter. That's the way he hit the home run, but he went the other way, stayed out of the double play. It only turned into 1 run, but you certainly like that approach.
Garrett Jones will lead it off. Jones, Young, and Drew, 6, 7, 8 in the lineup. Jones grounded out and has struck out, so he's 0 for 4 in the 2 games. He's the DH in the ball game tonight. Gonzalez with the 1-0 delivery to him. We're in the 7th inning. The Orioles have the 3-1 lead, as they've had somebody on in every inning of the ball game. They've left only 4 on base, and only one of those in scoring position. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. Inside out, foul back. Text Masson's word of the day: energy, to 29292 for your chance to win a meet and greet with Buck Showalter. Presented by Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield, who encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and got him to go after one up high for the K.
Yeah, Caleb Joseph's done a terrific job about moving behind. You can see him move in, doesn't quite get it there, but at least he gets it up in the zone. Jones a better low ball hitter than high ball hitter, and again the count creates the situation where he chases out of the zone.
8 strikeouts, 1 shy of his career high in Ks for Miguel Gonzalez. Young up, he has doubled and grounded out. Infield moves way over, playing him to pull. With Pierce, he only went over there on the right side. Gonzalez has pitched to him inside for a ball. Miguel working 5 2/3 in the first start that he had. Now he's into the 7th inning of this ball game. 1-0 delivery and a chopper foul. We'll even the count up at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, 6-4 the second half of last year, 10-9 season, but the ERA little over 2 runs a game. Amazing numbers. And then he went through one of those streaks late August into the middle of September. 5 straight games right around where he is now at 100 pitches.
Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. Saw that Miguel, from last year to the current date, his ERA is 32nd in Major League Baseball during that span.
He had the lowest earned run average of any of the Orioles starters last year.
About that.
But not as much run support.
A better ERA over that time span than Jeff Samaja, than Strasburg, and a number of other noted pitchers. 1-2 delivery and one away, and it's fouled back the other way.
Well, you're seeing why. I mean, the Yankees scored, 14 runs, 16 hits on Sunday night. They came up last night, out-homered the Orioles 3-1, won 6-5, and tonight they have a run. Now, the game certainly is not over, but he's handcuffed him pretty well. When he's gotten in trouble, he's been able to get out because he's got an array of pitches and he's used it.
1-2 delivery, foul back.
I mean, you're seeing it right now. Curveballs, sliders, all kinds of pitches.
Both teams 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position in the ball game.
There are a lot of pitchers that start, and they can, especially guys that are not overpowering, they can only get you out one way. He can get you out 4 different ways.
103 pitches thrown. Trying to get through the 7th inning. Bullpen is ready. 1-2 delivery on the way, and a great pitch. He gets him to chase. 9 strikeouts, equaling his career high.
So Gary, here you are, and you can't pitch over 100. I mean, right here, his 104th pitch is his best curveball. I mean, it just swoops out of the zone. It's the same type of pitch that Chris Young last night. In fact, 2 of them, one for a home run for a single. Couldn't touch it.
So there are 2 down, 1 away rather. No, there are 2 down. It's right the first time. Here's Stephen Drew. A couple of strikeouts here in the inning. Drew has struck out and he has drawn a walk. The only walk surrendered, that was in the 2nd inning. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike.
When you get on one of these rolls, what you see is the catcher's glove and what the sign is, and then you just execute the pitch.
The 1 delivery on the way and a little breaking ball outside. One ball, 1 strike. Trying to retire the side in order. He'd set down 10 in a row in innings 3, 4, 5, and 1 in the 2nd.
If pitching is touch and feel, he's feeling it tonight. I mean, there's a great splitter to get strike 2. So everything that Buck Showalter, his manager, talked about in the pre-game about this guy just knows how to pitch, we've seen tonight.
Bud Norris cheering on his fellow rotation member. 1 ball, 2 strike count. And he gets him. That'll probably be it. The fans know it, and they're going to be on their feet. Miguel Gonzalez strikes the side out in the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch time, Orioles 3-1. Baseball for free on DraftKings.com and a promo code TRIPLEPLAY for free entry. And by Coons.com. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Quick show coming over to congratulate his starter. He'll be coming out of the ball game after 7 great innings with a 3-1 lead and a chance to pick up the win in the ball game. CC Sabathia still out there for the Yankees as we go to the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Joseph, De Aza, and Cabrera due up. RBI base hit last time up for the Oriole catcher, and he takes that one to right center. Long run. Ellsbury with great legs. Diving, can't get it. That's going to go to the wall. He'll get back up from Beltran. Joseph's going to go for 3. The man with the speed comes to third with a stand-up triple.
Well, last night he got thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double, and I said, were you tired? Did you slip, or you just slow? And he goes, I'm not slow. And you're going to see why right here. I don't know. I'll tell you what, he can be easily led. Just get on him a little bit. And I'll tell you, Ellsbury makes a nice effort. The minute he doesn't catch it, plays in front of you. Never want to make the first to the last out at third, and he doesn't.
His first major league triple.
Standing up.
He is hot. So a couple of hits in the game. Infield has to move in. De Aza at the plate, and he'll foul that one off. Batting 9th, he has grounded out twice in the ball game. Orioles pick up their 7th hit with a leadoff triple here by Caleb Joseph. And now De Aza's got the RBI chance and a big run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Get that one bat the Yankees put up in the 6th.
Yeah, one of the more effective pitches, lefty to lefty, is the 2-seam fastball because it's a ground ball pitch. But he goes with the breaker ball, and Alejandro says, "You're right. I did swing at it."
Each team 1 for 4, as we said, with runners in scoring position. There's Chris Martin up in the bullpen for the Yankees.
Another new face, new arm for the Yankees this year.
Cabrera played to go to left by the outfield, and of course the infield way in on the cut of the grass. Did not go around on that one. That's Barksdale down at third.
Yeah, trying to go to another gear, and that was 86.
There's Caleb Joseph, the Oriole catcher. 2 hits in the ball game, an RBI, and a chance for a run to be scored right here. Daz has got 4 RBIs so far in the season. 1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Play's got to be made to first, a check at third, and then the throw down to get the strikeout. That'll be the first out. Take a look at our Mile 1 road ahead schedule. Mile 1 Automotive offering you 20 convenient locations throughout the Baltimore area. Visit in-store or online at mile1.com.
Well, you're seeing what a pitcher can do, even if he doesn't have his best stuff. That's 7 strikeouts now, 8 in his last start. Still trying to look for the elusive 4th run here.
Here's Cabrera. Everett Cabrera, infield drawn in. A walk, a single, a strikeout. He has scored a run. One plate umpire, Gary Cederstrom, with a called strike on him. Got to get that run in. That's a run you just cannot give up ever, but especially in this kind of a ball game where only a 2-run differential and you get a leadoff triple.
When's the last time we've seen a squeeze play? I mean, they're in. Even a safety squeeze, that's a little different.
Cabrera will put it in the air to center field. Ellsbury coming in for positioning. Joseph will tag. Bobby sends him home. Here's the throw to the plate. A one-hopper off the mark, and he's in. Sac fly picked up by Cabrera, and a 4-1 Orioles lead.
Yeah, Ellsbury can do a lot of things. He can run balls down, but the one thing he doesn't do as well as a lot of his other skills is throwing. This ball's just going to tail enough where it's not going to be quite on line, and then, of course, it hits the mound. It's a wet night. So this is what you try to do. Add another run. Cabrera gets a sacrifice fly. Our very fleet catcher, Caleb Joseph, scores the 4th run. Triple, and then scores on the sacrifice fly. The shallow sacrifice fly.
So the Orioles on top in the ball game. And Everett Cabrera getting the RBI. That is going to be Cabrera's first run batted in of the season. And here's Manny Machado, 1 for 3 with a base hit. Bobby Dickerson, third base coach, what Jim was talking about. One of the fundamental things that to know the outfield. They know all of the outfielders the Orioles face, who has the arms, who doesn't, who's throwing good, who isn't. Bobby was right there with Caleb Joseph. I thought he was going to run with him for a minute. 0-1 delivery. He was whispering in his ear about tagging up and when to go. And no hesitation, knowing Ellsbury was going to have trouble even in shallow center to make that throw.
And then you got to know your own personnel.
That's right.
He certainly does.
0-2 count with 2 down. So Matthews' pitch will be outside. And the count goes to 1-2. Kevin Gausman will be coming in. He's been up twice in the bullpen. As an interested Miguel Gonzalez watches, the pitcher of record for the Orioles. Good eye by Manny Machado, not chasing, and it misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4 runs, 7 hits now for the Orioles. 1-4 for the Yankees. 2 down, bases empty. Rain has all but stopped again. Left-hander's 2-2 delivery. Machado reaching, will go to third. Headley. It's it there in time. That'll retire the side, but the Orioles get a run. 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. Caleb Joseph crossed with the run, and it's 4-1.
On how to pitch, here it is tonight. An array of quality pitches. Splitters, fastballs, another splitter, 10 strikeouts on the night. Fastballs inside corner, in and out, up and down, and then some curveballs right there. Chris Young going down, and then a splitter for strikeout number 10. What a performance by Miguel Gonzalez, and then he gets you that extra inning, really inning in the third. So he leaves with a 4-1 lead, career high 10 strikeouts. And now it's time for a little relief for your car too. Visit Jiffy Lube for regular oil changes and help prevent damage and wear to your engine. Jiffy Lube, drive in today. The Jiffy Lube pitching change. Kevin Gausman, those are the numbers. A little bit of a struggle. He was saying yesterday, Gary, he said, I used to have the ball maybe 3-4 days when I was a starter last year. This year maybe got away from it. So trying to get back to maybe throwing a little bit, maybe getting a little bit better feel. It's really not about the stuff. It's just been about the command.
So the Orioles up as we go to the 8th inning with a 4-1 lead. Gregorius will lead it off. He is 0 for 2. Then Ellsbury and Headley will be due up for the Yankees, who've been held to 4 hits so far in the ball game. Kevin Gausman, and he'll get the first pitch driven down to left. That's probably going to fall in. It's a base hit. Manny Machado on a hop will hold the runner, who takes a second start but goes back to the bag. Gregorius on with the dying Quail to left here in the 8th inning.
Well, bad luck right there.
Get your copy of the all-new official legacy book, Baltimore Orioles, 60 Years of Orioles Magic. Features behind-the-scenes stories, photos of the team's first 6 decades. Introduction by our own Jim Palmer. All Orioles full or partial season plan members save 20% off the book. To reserve your copy, Orioles.com/book today. Ellsbury has single scored. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Infield will move to double play depth.
Yeah, 3-run lead. You want to, if you're an infielder, make sure you get one. Ellsbury, very difficult to double up.
Bad night for players going on the DL again. Carlos Carrasco took a line drive to the head, had to be taken off the field. Melky Cabrera got him in his condition not known at the moment. Pablo Sandoval got hit on the left foot, had to come out of the ball game for the Red Sox. Yasiel Puig sidelined. He got a hamstring problem for the Dodgers, so Puig is out. And Bogarts did not go in the lineup for the Red Sox today because he's got a problem with a sore knee. Not DL, but a sore knee. As the DL continues in both the American and National League to expand to unbelievable numbers with quality players. 2-0 count on Ellsbury. He'll take that one to left field. That's going to the corner. Diaz going over. Can he get there? He does, and hauls it in all the way to second base. Gregorius, and he'll come back to first base. Good play by Diaz to record the first out of the 8th inning. Our PNC minor league report. Yaz goes to left a lot and with good results.
Well, he does. And of course, had a really terrific year last year. Double A, a little bit of Triple A, and a lot of triples, and this year back at Double A. So again, we've got to see him playing some games in spring training. The grandson of Carl Yastrzemski. And Diaz are playing like Diaz did.
Here is Headley. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Youngster is going to come to believe that is his full name. Yastrzemski, grandson of.
Well, it's not a bad granddad to have.
No, it's not at all. It's part of the recommendation to go to Vanderbilt rather than going to the Red Sox out of high school. 0-1 delivery on the way, and that pitch is taken for a ball from Kevin Gausman. 1-1.
A couple of questionable pitches here. I mean, it looked like fastball to Ellsbury might have gotten part of the plate.
How do you make a bat stand up?
Got the hollow ends now.
There you go.
It used to be a lot more difficult to do that.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Headley. He'll go after it. That's going to be a base hit into right field. Turn will be made. Young up with it. He's got to go to second base though, and the Yankees threatening. So the Yankees cover the corners here with 1 down in the 8th inning in the middle of their order coming up.
Well, I was talking to Kevin, and a lot of times you really have to take a look where your second baseman's playing, because when you have a 3-run lead, second basemen with a man on first usually come in and a little bit over. And then the routine ground ball is not a double play. It's a single into right field. It's just the way they play the game. And sometimes you got to turn around and go, whoa, just get one. Because that's what you're looking for here in the 8th inning. Yeah, outs.
1 down. Beltran up. Beltran has doubled and flied to left twice.
And by that ball getting by, not only you get the runner to third, which usually means you're going to give up a run, you bring the tying run to the plate with home run power.
Double play depth for the infield. That'll be fouled away. Beltran will face Gausman for the first time in his career. Yankees now with 6 hits on the board, 2 of them here in this inning. Yankees have had only 1 other inning, and that was in the 6th when they got their run, that they've had 2 hits in an inning, the 6th and now again in the 8th.
Well, the way Miguel Gonzalez pitched tonight, they were happy to see him leave, and it's certainly not any disparaging thought to Kevin Gausman.
A 1 delivery on the way, and we'll miss a little bit inside. 1-1.
Just barely missing.
The Yankees came back in the ball game on that Drew grand slam last night. Come away with the victory late in the game. Now they're trying to do it again. 1-1 delivery on the way, and a ground ball again moved over, knocked down. Scope will go to first and get the out. So Beltran will get an RBI. Gregorius scores, but an enormously important out recorded right there.
Yeah, good pitch. And again, you're shifted maybe a step or more, and you're in a step because of the double play possibility. But this time, Jonathan able to get it, even though the ball was hit harder, and throw Carlos Beltran out. So
and there are 2 down.
They get their second run, and Teixeira having another nice night.
Headley will go to second base, and Teixeira with an RBI double and 2 strikeouts.
I think what we're seeing is with after having wrist problems and leg problems early on last year, that Mark Teixeira is getting a little bit healthier. So if you do make a mistake, and that's what the double was for their first run down into the corner, he's going to have a pretty healthy swing.
So Gausman trying to get out of the inning right here. Oriole closer Zach Britton up in the bullpen. Teixeira's gone 1 for 7 off Gausman. 2 down, runner at second base. A 4-2 ball game, and how important was that run in the 7th inning, as they always seem to be. Big cut, and 1 ball, 1 strikeout.
Well, Caleb Joseph certainly knows how Teixeira is swinging. He struck out the first 2 times on splitters. That's what Kevin Gausman threw him. He's got a pretty good split changeup, and then he did get the double on a breaking ball, one of the few that Miguel Gonzalez stayed up in the zone.
1-1 delivery on the way, and another big uppercut. A pitch too low to hit. 1-2.
Yeah, but the illusion, it's not going to be, and that's why it's so effective.
Another good ball game. Crowd of 19,283 watching at 19,283. Good matchup. 1-2. Teixeira lifts it in the air left field. De Aza going back near the warning track wall, and he dropped it off the end of his glove. It will score a run, and into second base goes Teixeira, and it is a 1-run ball game. He was there, he had it lined up, and he just didn't catch it.
Yeah, it goes back. I mean, he made such a nice play off the ball of Ellsbury, and it's hit well. He just goes off the glove. So it's an extra out. It'll get them their run.
Error will be charged to De Aza. And that puts the potential tying run at second base here in the 8th inning. No RBI, but Teixeira ends up at second and 2 runs in here in the 8th, and it is a 4-3 ball game. And Buck Showalter is on his way out to make a pitching change with McCann coming up, and the closer ready in the bullpen. So Zach Britton will come out of the bullpen to pitch and try and get the final out here. 2 down, 4-3 Orioles. We are in the 8th. For you tomorrow, Bud Norris will be on the mound against Nathan Eovaldi. Our coverage on MASN at 6:30. O's Extra presented by Southwest, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN.
So Zach Britton comes on. You could see the one save, and that was down in St. Petersburg against the Rays in the first series of the year. And again, you bring him in because McCann's a left-hander. The history is 3 hits at 6 at bats. Of course, if you're Buck Showalter, you kind of ignore that because he's your best. You need not only an out this inning, but you're going to need 3 in the 9th unless the Orioles can score some more runs with only a 1-run lead.
Teixeira's on second base, 2 down, and the pitch will come inside to McCann, who is 0 for 3 in the ball game on 3 ground ball outs. So a ball game that has changed dramatically here in the 8th inning as the Yankees have scored 2 runs, 2 hits, and an error. And Teixeira represents the potential tying run in this ball game. Left-hander. Britton's delivery. That'll catch the outside corner for a strike and even it up. Zach Britton has to get that extra out, not just the 3 in the 9th inning, but 1 in addition to that. He's got a 2-4 record, 2 for 3 in save opportunities lifetime against the Yankees. Good lead at second to Teixeira. The 1-1 delivery on the way. 1-2.
Well, 75% of the balls put in play against Zach last year on the ground. And right here, just 93. Bottom drops out. We've also, and this is one of the things he worked on in spring training, how can I get better? 37 out of 41 in the saves department is, we've seen him have pretty good breaking ball. I don't know if he'll throw it here because the sinker is usually his best pitch.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Ground ball into the shift. Got to get over there to cover. Waiting, throw, scope, Britton there, and they record the out. So that will do it here in the 8th inning, but a run in, and it's a 1-run ball game. Our miles to do up. Jones, Pierce, and Young. Sponsorship presented by Chevrolet. And a 4-3 ball game, 1-run ball game last night, another one underway here. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you. And these two teams, it looks like it's going to be one of those years where for 19 games you're going to go down to that final out.
Well, when the Orioles won down in St. Petersburg, what did Steve Pierce say? Typical Rays Oriole games. Maybe we're going to have that with the Yankees. 4-1 got to be 4-3 in a hurry. And we've seen the outfield defense. Snyder, tough play. Travis couldn't get it. 3 runs on Sunday. But the one thing, Zach Britton comes in, gets the out, and made a really nice play because how often do you see your second baseman in short right field actually have to throw to a pitcher covering? So
it's kind of changed the whole the whole idea of how you practice now with pitchers covering and such with the infield changes and adjustments because the angles are completely different like that play.
But because you live down in Sarasota, you go to the workout, they already practiced that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it comes to fruition and they make the play and it gets you out of the 9th inning. Then the Yankees don't tie the game up.
Sabathia's out of the ball game. There are the numbers for him.
He pitched well.
For 7.
I mean, he kept him in there. One of those games where, he maybe could have pitched a little bit better, but he really did pitch. Again, the velocity down, but boy, Tanaka the same way, and it doesn't mean that you can't be effective, even though you don't throw 95. So Chris Martin, one of the new arms, comes over from Colorado. Talking to Kenny Singleton, he said they all throw 95 or better. So we'll see what kind of stuff he has.
Power arms. It's the name of the game in the bullpens in this day and age. Here's Adam Jones, who likes the fastball pitchers. He hit a home run first inning, sac fly in the third, grounded out in the fifth. He's had a big series already, picking up 3 RBIs in the first 2 games of this series against the Yankees. Martin, 28 years old, comes on for Sabathia, bottom half of the 8th. Pierce and Young to follow. Martin's delivery. That will miss outside at 94 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike on Adam.
He's 6'8", and he was sitting out on a bench. Apparently he had Jason Garcia, the Orioles Rule 5. Apparently Jason had his iPad or something like that. They were former teammates and they knew each other and whatever. And I introduced myself, and he didn't say he pitched with the Yankees. I said, Jason, who was that? He says, oh, he's one of the Yankees bullpen guys. There's a hard slider. Nice little debut for the Yankees. Opening day? Pitched the 5th inning, struck out the 3 batters he faced.
Only been in the major leagues in the games last season with Colorado, only 16 of those. Had 113 games, mostly as a reliever in the minors. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Adam. Orioles would love to add something here in the 8th inning. Swing and a miss on that hard pitch away.
Yeah, it looked like fastball 94. Then he went to the slider. Then he took a little bit off. So you can see, and at 6'8", a lot of stuff going on there. And you make this kind of pitch, perfectly located low and away to Adam Jones. Pretty much the only way you can get him out nowadays.
He's always had great control throughout his professional career through the minors. Never has had a year where he's walked many. Gets his share of strikeouts, but equally important, he gets batters to swing. Pitch will be taken outside. Pierce has had an 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, hit into a double play. Steve is now 0 for 7 in this series.
Yeah,
Martin.
Walked like 1 every 5 innings. And that's nice, and almost a strikeout per inning. So, control power pitcher.
Great ratio.
6'8". That's hard.
1-0 delivery on the way. Pierce will take it. That is on the corner. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50, supporting the March of Dimes. 22 walks, $1,100. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Pierce waiting on it, and he'll take it, and that is a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, last year you probably would have seen Sean Kelly pitching for the Yankees. He's no longer there, or maybe Adam Warren, who's now starting, and be one of their 5th starters. So they pretty much revamped their bullpen.
1 ball, 2 strike count. As you said, they pitched more innings than they had the bullpen in the majors coming into today. That's it. Came back inside, had Steve leaning a little bit, and there are 2 down. Yellowwood bringing the lumber. Orioles did, starting early first inning. Adam Jones with 2 down delivers his 4th home run. Caleb Joseph with a big leadoff triple, his major league first. In the 7th inning, he would come around to score what is now the difference in the ballgame. And here is Delman Young. Young will foul it back. He's had a single, a run scored in the 4th, singled in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 6th. So Young will be going long ball here with 2 down and nobody on, trying to find one he can drive. Not that he wouldn't anyway. That's the way he swings. 0-1 count. Martin in that high set, and the pitch.
I'm trying to see who they may pinch hit against Zach Britton. You got Garrett Jones leading off a left-handed batter, and you see A-Rod's name on this list. And you got Gregorio Petit, who played second base last night.
A-Rod's the one, wouldn't he?
You would think so.
1 ball, 1 strike count. That one to the middle. Cut off. Gregorius. Good play. He'll get the out of 1-2-3 inning. So here we go. Another 1-run ball game. We go to the 9th. It's a 4-3 Orioles lead. brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By PNC, for the achiever in you. And by Chevrolet. Yankees versus Orioles series sponsorship presented by Chevrolet. The Orioles will change up in the outfield a bit. Lowe comes into the ballgame. David Lowe will play in left, and De Aza moves from left to right. Delman Young out of the game. He'd been in right field. And here we go. Zach Britton after a save for Gonzalez. And the Yankees will go to their bench as Petit will come on as a pinch hitter for Jones. Petit started the ball game, as Jim said, at second base in the ball game last night and had an 0 for 2 before coming out for Jones, for whom he's hitting for tonight.
Yeah, skied a ball to left field. I mean, really had a good swing. Just missed a home run off of Wei and Chen, who pitched very well.
Britton's pitch down and away.
There's the sinker. And you wonder why, even though Zach pitched a kind of a tune-up inning in the ninth inning. The Orioles trailing by 10-7 on Sunday. That's the reason you try to. If your Buck Showalter hadn't pitched, it's Tuesday. You get him some work. Hope that he'll come in and pitch well.
This guy's fast. Manny Machado running throw. He got him. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. One down here in the ninth inning for Zach Britton. You see, last season in one-run ball games, 18 saves, 9 for 2, 8 when there was 3, and 2 with a 4-run lead.
Nothing harder than a one-run save, and yeah, he really, talking about Manny Machado, did he make that play look easy because of positioning?
Yep.
You know, a guy can run a little bit, maybe you cheat in a step or two.
Shift is on in the infield on Young, who has doubled. 1 for 3 for Chris Young. And a chopper. It's good as a bunt. Britton, barehanded, sidearm. Got him! Great play by Pierce. That is a tough reception at first base. He was looking right at the runner, and the ball coming right at both of them.
Well, take a look. I mean, look how calmly he catches this. I mean, he gets to it, and then it's just kind of a nice throw. And, of course, it's a little bit into the runner, picks it up perfectly. No hesitation at all. And then, because he gets to it so quickly, it clears the runner. Otherwise, they're probably going to hit Chris Young, or Pierce is going to hurt his wrist trying to catch it.
A-Rod coming out, the fans getting up.
So you get the results if you're the Orioles. With Zach Britton on the mound, you want the ground ball. And first 2 outs here in the ninth with Alex Rodriguez limbering up.
Rodriguez 5 for 9 off Zach in his career. So the Orioles, after the one-run win, last year they were 32 and 23 in one-run ball games. Zach Britton a chance for a save. Gonzalez a chance for a win. Sabathia the pitcher of record on the other side. A-Rod getting a day off today. Nothing wrong with him. Scheduled day off. So he's available off the bench, and here he is.
And the good news about that number, 5 for 9, they're all in the ballpark.
2 down. A-Rod will foul that one off.
The diving sinker.
For fans, it's the kind of moment you live for in baseball. It's these kind of matchups, no matter what you may think of A-Rod. Still, for entertainment value in a situation like this, it's pretty high on the list.
Well, we talked about last night. My personal thing, hey, it doesn't matter what he did. It's about what he can do for the Yankees. I mean, this, if you're Zach Britton, pretty much what it's all about. I mean, you're going to be the closer. You're going to have these. I mean, he certainly didn't shy away from them last year. Only 4 blown saves in a whole season. And when he did have it, he would come back, and it was pretty much about a month apart.
1 ball, 1 strike count on Rodriguez. Britton's delivery. Just misses. We had a 1-run ball game last night. 6-5 Yankees. Can the Orioles return the favor in this one?
Yeah, take a look right here, and that's very close to being a strike. But if you're going to miss, that's where you want to miss. Down and away. That certainly could have been strike 2, but it isn't. So you're still going to stay there. Look where Joseph is sitting.
Ground ball that'll go to short. Could be the ball game. Cabrera's got it. Game over. And the Orioles come away with a victory as Britton retires the side in order here in the 9th inning. Gonzalez will get the win and go 1-1. Zach Britton is going to pick up the